Cheers, ladies. My water. I had red wine earlier.
Look, guys,
Oh,
That's super
Disney's
cute.
Boardwalk, showplace
I was gonna
of
say,
the shore.
that looks very boardwalk-esque.
Yeah. I
Did you think
decided
that
I'm
when you
gonna
just
get a
went?
yeah, I decided I'm gonna get a cup at every single hotel. That way, every time we do a hotel episode, I can use that cup.
Oh my gosh.
I like that.
How
Yeah,
much
I don't
was
need
it?
it.
The price tag is still on the bottom. How much was it?
Maybe I shouldn't do this. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna do that actually.
20 bucks.
It's $24.99. I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, but annual pass holder.
It lasts forever.
Oh yeah, plus yeah, it lasts forever, and we got the annual pass discount. It's a nice cup. It's like
It is a very nice cup.
yeah,
Unless one of the
straight-
boys like drinks out of it and drops it.
Oh,
which is guaranteed to happen.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Welcome to the Spillin the Teacups podcast, episode 6, where we talk about the boardwalk. We are your hosts, Jillian.
Dawn.
Lauren.
We are 3 authorized Disney travel agents here to spill all things Disney. And today we dive into one of my favorites and most frequent, Disney's Boardwalk Resort. Start us off, Lauren.
All right. So I'm going to start off by saying Dawn and I are from New Jersey. So I kind of grew up going to Atlantic City when I was little with my family. We grew up on the Atlantic City Boardwalk. I mean, we've been going to resorts, which is one of the original Atlantic City hotels, like one of the originals for years. Actually, the suite that we stay in, I think belonged to Tony Sinatra at one point and someone else. I mean, so we grew up with the history of Atlantic City, which I really, really love. But I never had the desire to go to stay at the boardwalk because we have this right at home at our fingertips. But my husband really wanted to stay there, so we did this last time. I'm glad that we did, but I'll get more into all of the things with our last stay later on. The boardwalk is a promenade style hotel. It is on Crescent Lake, which is right near Epcot. If you're familiar with the area, we've talked a little bit about this. It's one of the hotels that you can walk right into Epcot. It will bring you into the back entrance, which we've discussed before. It was built in 1996 to replicate the Atlantic City Boardwalk, and the boardwalk itself was supposed to replicate New York's famous Coney Island amusement boardwalk. And I think they did a pretty good job of it. I think it's pretty legit. Some of the artwork I noticed that's in there is the same artwork that's around Atlantic City. They have some pieces that I've seen in Atlantic City itself before in some of the restaurants and everything, which is pretty cool.
That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can take the bus to Animal Kingdom, you can take the bus to Magic Kingdom, and you can take the boat or to Epcot or Hollywood Studios. You can walk into Epcot, or you can walk over to Epcot, which is like a 3-minute walk, and take the Skyliner over to Hollywood Studios. So you have a lot of options for transportation. It is a deluxe style hotel, which we've discussed before. The amenities are the best that you're going to get of the hotels. You're going to have the most options for dining and just everything. The pools, more space in general. So keep that in mind when you're booking the hotel. You're also paying that price point. The price point is higher because it's a deluxe hotel. But I will say that this is one of the deluxe resorts that you can get the best deals on, I think. I think if you watch closely, like they usually have some pretty decent deals. I'm not really sure if it's just because there's been a lot of construction lately or what, but it is newly renovated. Most of the rooms, not all of them. The boardwalk itself, it's outside, so it's promenade style. So your hotel rooms are inside, there's a main lobby, and then the rest of the amenities that come with the hotel, like whereas some of the hotels have like a little general store and they have quick service dining and they have restaurants, this is all located on the boardwalk. So you do have to walk outside to access these things, which is I thought was pretty nice, but it's not everybody's favorite. So just keep that in mind, that you do go onto the boardwalk to access like even the store that has, a razor if you forgot it, that's there. The boardwalk's open from 6:30 in the morning, and it's so nice to just take a little stroll there in the morning when it's
It's my
quiet and
favorite.
peaceful.
It is
So
my
peaceful.
favorite thing to do.
Yeah. And it's open till about 10:30 p.m. Even though it's open late, it's and there's a lot of stuff going on up there, it's quiet. It's not like a New Jersey boardwalk, I'll tell you that. It is classy and quiet, which is two things that New Jersey boardwalks are not. Um, there's
Yeah.
two pools. There's a kiddie pool adjacent to one of the pools. There's a big slide that recently changed from the creepy clown slide, if you Google it, to a really cute picture of Mickey and Minnie. And there's two arcades. There's something called Libations Carousel Bar out by the pool. And the reason I think this is so, so cool is growing up, my favorite movie was Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. It's a movie about a blind woman or a woman that went blind doing the horse diving in the olden days. You know how they did the horse diving back in Atlantic City? This was started in
Nope.
Atlantic City, I
Nope.
believe.
We don't know this.
They,
I'm like, I have no idea what horse diving is.
You know
Nope.
the horse diving? Nope,
so
never heard of it in my life.
that's the whole theme of the bar there. So this was an old, it's not obviously not done anymore, but years ago they used to dive off of these high dives with on a horse. And it was a sport and women did it and it was amazing, but obviously super dangerous for a million reasons to the animal and to the
I was
human.
just gonna say, how safe is that for the horse?
It's not, and that's why it's not done anymore. But back, back in like, I think I guess the 20s. I mean, I wish we had a fact check on this right now, but just watch the movie Wild Hearts Can't Be
I
Broken.
was
It's
gonna
so
say, I
beautiful.
am searching this up.
It's so beautiful. She ends up like
Okay.
going blind from a dive. Anyway, the whole bar is themed, the carousel bar outside by the pool is themed after that. Leaping libations, can't say the word. That's what it's themed after, that whole sport and movie, which, me and
You're
my
right.
horses. I think it's
Sorry.
really cute. Yeah.
Popular in the mid 1880s through the 1920s.
Okay, I was right a little bit. Yeah.
That's
It's
weird.
really crazy. And so I thought that was really cool. I took a bunch of pictures of it too to show you guys. And then they have all kinds of events that go on the boardwalk, from jugglers to
Magicians.
magicians. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun stuff going on at all times of the day. So it's cool. There's movies under the stars. Um, you can rent bicycles, like family bicycles, and ride them up and down the boardwalk. And you
Scary
can walk.
bikes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can walk over to Yacht Club Boardwalk. Or, I'm sorry, Yacht Club, Beach Club, Swan and Dolphin, and Swan Reserve. So you're in the best spot, really. You really are. But Dawn will jump into, or Jill's gonna jump into like what the hotel has to offer. And then Dawn will tell you a little more about the boardwalk and what's offered there.
Mm-hmm. Right. So you have kind of two sections for this resort. So you have like the inn, so Boardwalk Inn, which will have their standard rooms. And I believe those rooms are closer to the convention center. So the Boardwalk does have a convention center. So it is a popular resort for people going for big corporate events. That's actually where we met for the first
That
time.
is. That's what I
Yeah,
was
fun fact,
thinking.
in the Boardwalk Convention Center. That's where the three of us met. So
Yes.
they have kind of the standard inn rooms, and then the whole other half are the DVC villas. So they will have your studio, your 1 bedroom, your 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom villas, which is great because laundry facilities are right there. If you have a 1 bedroom or more villa, you have your laundry services. They're like stackable washer and dryer. They're small, but they get the job done if you need to throw in stinky resort laundry. I like to do all of my laundry actually before I go home. Then I go home to clean
Same.
the suitcase. And then if you are staying in a studio and you don't have a laundry washing machine in your room, they have them close and convenient. They have a full gym, spa on the
Which
boardwalk.
is nice because not all resorts have a spa. Isn't there only like 4 or 5 that have a
Yes.
spa inside?
Yeah, that's fairly
Selling
new.
point.
They do have, they recently renovated the rooms from all carpet to hardwood. Well, the LVP. So now the carpet is gone, but they are still doing some renovations on the inside, so closer to that convention center and such. The pool, like we said, fairly recently renovated from the creepy clown. They were known for that creepy clown slide, and they switched it over to a super cute, like, to me, it reminds me a little of Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway type
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
Same
And
cartoon theme.
yeah, absolutely. And something that is really cute that you don't realize often, when you pay the money to stay at a deluxe resort, they have things all over the resort that you don't even realize you can take advantage of. So we went one year and it was kind of chilly, where it's too chilly to be in the pool. And yes, they have heated pools, but it's still too cold. But they have the activity area. It's not the arcade, but it was the building. It's like the rec building that's right kind of outside the quiet pool. And you go in there and they usually have a recreation cast member that's there. They had um oh my God, pinball, they had video games, they had board games and drawing and music. And it was just a fun little inside little rec area that's too cold to be in the pool, but we have hours to kill before dinner. And that's where I took my kid and we just hung out for a couple hours. So it's
And they have a
definitely one of my
playground.
faves. And they have a playground, which more
Yeah.
and more I am seeing. And I guess pre-kids, I didn't really pay attention to that at all until
Yeah.
now that I make it a point to have a resort day, a day that I want to just hang out at my resort and not be lazy, but utilize my resort that I paid big money for.
Right.
It's You realize the things that they have, and more resorts have playgrounds, and I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I love that you said that. Utilize the resort that you paid money for,
Mhm.
because that's the truth that people are always like, "Well, how much are we gonna spend time at the hotel?" Like, no matter what, find some time to spend at your hotel and explore it. There's so much cool stuff.
Absolutely. And the perk, there's many perks at the boardwalk, like you said, walking distance. And I did just look up, it's about 3/4 of a mile from Boardwalk to Hollywood Studios. So I could be off, but my scaling is like a football field's distance ish from your walk from Boardwalk to the International Gateway, the back entrance to Epcot. Would you guys say it's about a football field
It's
distance,
fast.
maybe a little bit more? But it's about, so I just looked, it's about 3/4 of a mile to get from your boardwalk resort to Hollywood Studios, which is not a bad walk.
No, you can
And
do
they
it.
have a farther room. So boardwalk's a huge long resort. So if your room is closer to the Swan and Dolphin, your walk's even shorter. So there's that. And it is super awesome for a race, which I didn't see in here, but Run Disney,
Oh yeah.
almost every race will run through the boardwalk, or at least half the boardwalk.
I'd run back to my
So
hotel room if I was staying there.
yes,
Oh my gosh, me
staying
too. 100%.
staying at the boardwalk or across the lake at Yacht and Beach, you have prime access to view runners, which my ex's family are all big runners, and so they did marathon weekend. And fun fact, I had food poisoning when I was staying at Boardwalk once, and it's great having a nice bathroom when you are sick in your room for a day at Disney.
It's funny because you run up for a lot of them, you run right up. But also,
Mhm.
if you're in one of those hotels in that Epcot area for run weekend, you can wake up later because you have to be there so early in the morning. I think it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, we pushed it last time, and I think I'm going to always push it if we continue
Oh
to do
yeah.
them. We'll get into that on the Run Disney episode, but to be in those hotels and be able to get right home or back to your room home right
Mhm.
after is so ideal. Just so ideal.
And if you have like family staying with you that doesn't want to like initially get up and go to the runs with you, and they can just like
Mhm.
go like look out on their balcony and like
Yep.
wait for you, like it's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah. And it's interesting
legit.
too, like for marathon weekend, which is in January, we literally just, like, so they were running the marathon and I was sick all night with food poisoning, but I didn't want to miss at that point. My ex-husband and his mom were running and I didn't want to miss them, so I still got myself up and all I had to do was walk don't know, a couple yards down the boardwalk and stand there and get to watch all these runners come by. So it is neat. I loved it.
I was doing laundry this time because like you said, I do laundry. Like I actually do laundry like a lot on vacation when I go with the kids. It's just I just feel better when like everything's clean. I don't know, because they're so sweaty and then they jump in in the pool with their clothes on at the end of the night. So I always do a lot of laundry. I'm just neurotic like that. But it was 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:59, and I was up grabbing Guardians. And then I was like, I'm just gonna, everyone's sleeping. I'm gonna let them sleep. So I'm gonna go do laundry. So I left. And when I came back, Colton was up just playing on his little watch, and he's like, "How was your run, mommy?" And I'm like, "What?"
Oh,
I'm like, "That's so cute to hear." Remember that from like a year ago when we brought him down for the run, because usually we don't bring the kids for the run, but we brought them for the princess one. And I wasn't there when he woke up. So he's like, "How was your run?" So he thought that I was on the run. And
Oh,
now I'm like, well, maybe next time if we do bring them, they could just stand on the balcony and watch, you know?
right. Yeah, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Dawn. That's it for me.
all right. So the last time I was at the boardwalk, I think it was like 2 years ago, and I loved it because that's my area. Like I said, that's right next to Swan and Dolphin. We love walking to Epcot. We are always on the boardwalk getting to and from there. Our room was on the first floor, which was awesome because we just like walked right out onto the boardwalk from our room, which was amazing. I really enjoyed that. Some of the restaurants that they had is the Flying Fish, which is an upscale seafood restaurant. I'm actually gonna go there. I'm making you go, Lauren, for my birthday in a couple of weekends. And I mean, I checked, they have steak, so you're good to go. But
Okay.
me and my husband
I'll
went
find
there and we loved it. I love seafood. It was delicious. Our favorite bartender that we like made like best friends at, his name is Bill. He worked at the bar at the Regal next to the Regal Eagle in Epcot, and now he works at the bar in Flying Fish.
I met him. He's from Point
Yeah.
Pleasant.
He was always there. He was always there. And now he's at Flying Fish. So last time we went there, we just sat at the bar and ordered dinner and had drinks and had like a really great time. On the boardwalk, like Lauren was saying, like everything's out on the boardwalk, which I love because it's a really nice atmosphere. It really does have that boardwalk vibes. They have the games on the boardwalk, like you're actually on the Atlantic City or Seaside or Coney Island boardwalk, which is really nice. They have like a magician or music or something outside. So on the boardwalk, they have right when you walk out to the left on the corner is where it's called Screen Door General Store. I kept saying Green Door. I think you did too, Lauren.
I think I
But
did too.
Screen Door General Store, which has like all merchandise. It has drinks, it has snacks, it has if you need like Advil, like Lauren said, like razors and stuff like that. It has all your kind of stuff right there. They also have the Boardwalk ice cream shop, which is a huge hit. They have a Boardwalk deli. You can grab it, go in and grab and get your sandwiches. They have a pizza window, which I thought was a great idea. We got the pizza window one time and the pizza came out raw. No lie. And we were with our friends who own a pizzeria and he was losing his mind. Like, what is happening with this? This pizza is literally raw, but like half of us ate it. We didn't even care because we had too many drinks that night and whatnot. But he went back up and got us a whole new pizza. So the next pizza we got was really good, but that initial pizza was obviously not a fan. They have an abracadabra bar, which I thought when I first heard that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to be like all magicians inside. I love magic. And there's no magicians, but it's really cool inside. It's just all like fancy cocktails and they only have appetizers. So you can't go, it's not like a place you would go for dinner. They have the carousel coffee that has, what would you say, Lauren? The best
So it's
crumb
called the New
cake?
Jersey Crumb Cake. Yeah, it's that's actually inside the hotel though, but that one is they have something in the morning and it's a crumb cake and it's called the New Jersey Crumb Cake because New Jersey has amazing crumb cake.
Yes.
But I will go out on this and say that was the best crumb cake I've ever had. Even better than the one that they used to have at Berry Fresh, and that one knocked my socks off. The crumb on top is like this thick.
Oh, I
It's
love
so
that.
good.
I
Yeah.
need to get that next time we go. So they have that has coffee too. They also have the Big River Grill and Brewing Works. So that's a microbrewery. It just reopened. It closed around COVID just for renovations. My husband is big into IPAs and that kind of stuff. We haven't been there yet, but it's on our list of places to go. They also have it's so funny because Lauren's like, I can tell you're not Italian. When I say Italian words, I just get them all wrong. So she like
I
spelt
actually
it out
spelled it
for
out
me.
for her.
She literally like spelled it out for me. It's the Trattoria El Forno. It's an
There you
Italian
go.
restaurant. I've heard a lot of good things about it. We haven't been there yet. I'm not a huge Italian person. I love seafood and I love any kind of seafood, sushi, Mexican kind of thing, but it's on our list because we want to go to every kind of place.
I'll take one for the team and try it out. I mean,
I know it great. It gets great reviews.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
and I
really does.
love.
So I would definitely recommend that. They have also opening when you walk out on the boardwalk to the right, at the very end on the corner, they're having a cake bake shop opening soon, and it's
Where
gonna have a
ESPN used to be.
champagne bar. I am so ecstatic. I love champagne. I'm really excited for that to open. So there's a lot of options when you go in that bar. And the best
Yes.
part, which is my favorite thing, they have jelly rolls. It's at when you walk out to the left on the corner, the doors open at 7 p.m. It is a $20 cover to get in, and it is 21 years or older to get in this bar. It's a dueling pianos bar. It is open till like 2 in the morning. It is amazing. We stop there every single time when we leave
I have
Epcot. We have
never
to go
been there.
inside. Oh, you haven't
You've
been
never.
there?
No.
It is
I mean, and
so
I've
fun.
been past it so many times I can't even count, and I have never been in there. I
You
know.
have
It's
to stop in, even if it's just for like a drink. It doesn't
Yeah,
serve food
when
there.
we do a Spillin trip, that's gonna be on our list.
Yeah, for sure.
So fun. They
Yes,
have
I
a
try to
popcorn
bribe my mom with
machine. I just sit there and I eat popcorn and I just like drink my drinks and watch the dueling pianos. They have obviously they're playing Disney songs, but with other music that they play is like anything you can walk up and just request songs and just
right,
put tips in.
which is so
So
cool.
it's open till 2 in the morning. So
Yeah.
any like adults that are going without the kids, highly recommend it. It is so fun. The energy in there is like super high and like just a great time. They also
Have you
have
guys?
on the boardwalk the Atlantic Dance Hall. I've never been there. It is
That's what.
free to get in,
I thought it was
but I've never
closing,
been.
but I could be totally wrong. I thought it was closing. No,
Is it closing? It
I
said
don't
it was
know.
still
That could
open
have
when
been
I
my
was looking it
rumor.
up.
I'm gonna look it up now. But so that cake place, which was under construction the last time when we met and we were in the convention in May, it's still it's taking over where ESPN. So a lot of people know that
Yeah.
the boardwalk is known for where you could go to the ESPN restaurant, like sports bar. That is no longer, and now that cake bar is going to be there. Um,
It
It's
looks
opening at
beautiful.
the end of this year, I believe.
yep, it said yeah, it said winter, but you know Disney,
Yeah.
we still don't have a launch date on Moana, right?
Yeah.
So I think
So
the thing too with I think it's important to let people know because a lot of times clients will want to stay at a hotel really badly and then they'll see or hear from some over opinionated person on Facebook that, oh my God, the hotel is going under construction. That hotel has renovations. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be loud. And people, or you log onto the website. It says this hotel will be undergoing refurbishments, and that scares so many people. But Disney
mhm,
is really, really great about being really very quiet with their renovations and keeping it closed off, and you don't even know what's going on.
yeah,
So, for example, Grand Floridian is undergoing refurbishments to their main lobby, and they have everything sectioned off with like white walls right now. I mean, you don't even know that it's happening. So, when we were there, they were obvious. It was only 2 weeks ago, so they were undergoing renovations to the cake, what will be the cake
Big
bar
bake.
and cake bake, and I didn't hear anything. And they were sanding and staining the sides of the boardwalk, like the railings at like 6:30 in the morning. And my oldest and I on his birthday took a walk together at like 7 o'clock in the morning and we were just hanging out. And it was like the nicest thing. And the noise, I was like, what kind of machine are they using that I don't even hear the noise? Is this some kind of Disney magic? I mean, it's
yes,
so
that's what it
quiet.
is.
Yeah. It's so quiet. So I wouldn't worry, let that scare you off because all the hotels are undergoing at some point some
Always,
sort of refurbishment because they
yeah,
like to keep everything nice and
yeah.
people like to complain about that, but you should be grateful because they're keeping the hotels nice because you're paying a lot of money. They want you to be happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, when I went and stayed at the Boardwalk 2 years ago on like the Village Green on the outside, that's where they'll have like the movies under the stars, and they'll have like the campfires going. My room was right there, and it was blocked off. And in the morning, it was after like 8 o'clock. You could hear that they were doing stuff, but I was like, some people were annoyed, but I'm like, this is when are they going to do it? When else? They can't close down the resort. It's on the boardwalk. They're doing it in between like hours that everybody's
Yeah, they do
up.
it. They
They
start
want
at
to
eight
make it
o'clock.
nicer. So you can't really get upset with them when they're just trying to make it nicer. And usually during renovations, I've noticed personally is that they like lower the prices because they
Yes.
know that you're gonna be dealing with that. And it's like I said,
Yeah.
it's not early in the morning, it's not late at night. It is what it is. They're trying to make
Yeah,
it nicer and better for everybody else.
it was cute. I stayed at Wilderness Lodge when they were doing renovations, when they were building Copper Creek, and we got little pins, these little Chippendale construction pins that said, "Sorry
Oh,
for our refurbishment, pardon our dust." And I was
Oh,
like, "No problem. I'll take these cute little pins."
oh my
But
God, that's
hey,
so
but
cute.
side note, I did look up that Atlantic Dance Hall on Disney's website. Yeah, it's totally open. I just heard a rumor, correction. It is open from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. So it's another kind of nightlife.
it
And
has 80s, 90s, and today's. That's what they're
yeah,
saying
so
all about.
it's kind of turned into the new Pleasure Island, if dare we say, that the
A little bit.
boardwalk, it's harder to kind of get to the boardwalk, and they don't just let you have to have a reservation in order to park there, or you can park at the park, one of the parks, and Skyliner over. But yeah, it's kind of like where you're gonna go for those late night drinks. And I did
Yeah.
totally forget to mention, you guys, the prices of this resort. So the price, again, like Dawn said, or Lauren said, sometimes when you stay during refurbishment, they do kind of lower those prices. Same thing with times of year. So there are peak season and off season, and so the range from a typical room, we won't have to go into the villas, how expensive those get. Definitely talk to your travel agent, aka one of us. And so about 500s, you're seeing maybe in the 550s. I quoted someone the other day with the spring or the summer discount, and it was like
Mhm.
585, 590 per night. So it does get pricey if you're staying for a longevity, but
If you have an
definitely
annual pass, though, I just looked recently at that and I have an annual pass and it was like up to 35% off. And the rooms were in like the low 400s, which was
right.
nice.
So
Yeah, that's
again,
what
go ahead, Lauren.
that's what happened to us. We booked it with the annual pass, and I think it was 35% off at the time with that. And it was,
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly what we paid, but we paid under 500 a night for
Right.
the hotel. And like we planned on paying more, and we were pleasantly surprised when we realized that the annual pass knocked it down. But like, okay, annual pass is 35%, but the Disney Plus promotion that's out, I think that's between 20 and 25. There's a summer promotion that's out.
Mhm.
Disney's always doing promotions, and
Except for
yes,
October. Good luck finding a discount in October.
yeah, that's true. But I was just telling a potential client today that if something becomes available, we can always change the price for you. So if this seemed like it was a stretch for you, you know, keep in mind that might be what you're going to pay, but we might be able to surprise you and say, hey, they just came out with a new promotion and it applies to you. So we changed your price. I've
Mhm.
done that several times for people. And, it's a nice little surprise. I feel like Disney does that from time to time to kind of
Mhm.
just keep people
Same
excited.
with those discounts, they'll always say up to. So save
Mm.
up to 25% off or up to 35%
And
off.
it varies.
And those deluxe resorts are the ones that are going to have the biggest discounts. So I have also had clients staying at a moderate resort,
Mhm.
so maybe the Caribbean Beach or the Port Orleans, and when those discounts are launched or released, I can say, "Hey, currently you're at Caribbean Beach, but they just released the discount. I can discount this room," or maybe because they only allow so many discounts per resort. And once those discounts are used up, then they're not available and you have to pay the standard rate. But what if you could still pay this rate, but I can get you at a deluxe resort for the same thing that you were paying previously. So definitely another perk to using a travel agent. Fun fact.
Mhm.
Yeah. I just
Yeah.
looked up the Grand Floridian. I know my husband's listening to me right now. He's gonna be mad. But I looked up a night in December because we always go during Christmas, and it was 400 and something dollars a night. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to do this. Don't listen
Dawn,
to me,
tell
babe.
me when you're going. Tell me when you're going because we're doing a week in the hot for around the holidays too, and we're gonna do a couple nights there. I looked at the same thing today. I think it's because the renovations though, but you know what? Who
That
cares?
and because the annual pass, I'm like, I
Yeah,
need to stay there.
I know.
So
So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about how like our experience there last week
Oh,
or
yes.
2 weeks.
Mhm.
So I have to say that almost every deluxe hotel I've ever stayed in, which is I think all of them except for Riviera at this point, and I just booked that today. But they don't we are always not in our room on time. It's a 4 o'clock check-in and we are never in our room until after that. And it drives me crazy. I think it's so rude because you're paying so much money. And I know they're doing their best, but try harder because it's not fair to people when they fly in and like they have to wait for their things and they've got reservations and their kids are going crazy. It's really put a damper on past trips. Polynesian. But um the room was ready on time early, which I thought was awesome. Our room was so nice. It was a little further than we didn't do a preferred room, so it was like pretty far, but it was also pretty cool because no matter what way we walked out, we were close to a pool. It didn't bother me at all. I mean, you're walking everywhere in Disney, so like whatever. The room, like I said, was so nice. I loved that the sinks were on the outside of the bathroom. So if somebody was in the bathroom or the boys were in the tub or something, I could still get ready at the sink, or somebody could brush their teeth at the sink. I had a little kitchenette area, so we were able to like get some breakfast fruits and stuff and keep them in the fridge for the kids. And my kids go crazy if they don't have chocolate milk, so we had that in the fridge, which I think is just a nice option. And then the rooms are really kind of big, so they have like that walkway when you walk in, so there's a place to put the stroller so you're not like tripping over it. We were saying last week with the some of the value hotels or most of the value hotels, there's not really room for anything else. In this room, we had the pull down single bed out, we had the pull out couch out, and our bed, and we still had room for the stroller, and the boys still had room to play on the floor. I mean, there's a lot of room in these rooms.
yeah, there's almost 400 square feet in the standard rooms.
That's yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We were in a villa, a DVC villa. I don't know what those are, but it's probably about a little bit more than that, but probably around that number, and definitely spacious. And then the kids, there was the arcade. We unfortunately didn't go in at all. I felt bad. I kept saying, we'll go in tomorrow, we'll go in later. We just didn't. But my son pooped in the kids' pool. They had to close that down and clean it out, but they came home from the parks, went in the pool, and there was no one else there. They just had such a good time. There's the playground they went on. I really enjoyed our experience at this hotel. I thought it was really convenient, really nice. We walked into Epcot. We just walked over there for breakfast one day. I thought it was really nice, and it was really relaxing to come home and just like stare at the water on Crescent Lake. So
Yeah.
I love
um
it.
It's beautiful.
yeah, my kids loved it too. They were really, they thought it was fun because some of the deluxe hotels aren't that fun because the theming isn't there as in your face as the value and some of the moderates. So like as you go up, the values are the most obnoxious, and then the moderates are like kind of obnoxious but getting there, and deluxe are like classy in your face. And the kids still, I thought, was like, maybe they'll think it's boring. They still thought it was really cool. I thought it was cool. I would definitely stay there again for sure.
Yeah. Good.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. What about our quote to end our
Okay. Never get bored or cynical. Yesterday is a thing of the past, from Walt Disney.
again? I needed to hear that today.
I know, I have so many stockpiled at this point. I have ones from movies, I have one from Walt, I have a million, but sometimes I kind of look for ones that really have nothing to do with our episode, but kind of something that we need in our life. And I felt like that's it. It's really easy to sit back and like be cynical of
Mhm.
other things or yourself or things in your life or things that happen. And it's just like, let it go, we'll deal with it another day. And yesterday is a thing of tomorrow. Like that made me think for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yesterday's
Um,
in the past. Like, forget it. It's done.
hey,
It's over. Can't go back.
Jill, you want to tell them about our new affiliate code,
Yes.
which is so exciting.
So we officially have an affiliate code with the Magic Candle Company, which brings the vacation to you. So feel free to visit their website, that is the Magic Candle Company, and use our code Spillin 2020 for 20% off for candles and room sprays, anything with their scents that smell like the parks, the resorts. I want to get the Banshee one so bad.
I placed an order for so many. I did Boardwalk just because I wanted to
Uh-huh.
smell it being there. I obviously did Polynesian because the smell in there,
Oh,
awesome.
Polynesian, 100%.
Yeah, I think I did like the Grand Floridian like Christmas one or something like that. I did the H2O. They have an H2O one. I got that in essential oils and a candle. And then obviously the Dole Whip. They have like a Pirates one. They have so
Yeah,
many. It's
so
crazy.
many. Yeah, they have the mission, not mission space, the spaceship Earth, the Rome
Yes.
Empire. Yeah. So,
They have soaring over California,
mhm.
soaring over Florida. I'm gonna try out all of them. I got the essential oils too. Like people are gonna get annoyed with me. They're gonna come to my house and I'm gonna be like, smell this, smell this.
That Disney freak that lives on the farm.
Yeah, I need to get rid of the smell outside. So I'll just be walking around like wafting the Polynesian smell.
Yes. All right, guys, we are running out of time here. We want to thank you so much for listening or watching to our podcast, listening to or watching our podcast. And stay tuned for next week as we go into the Polynesians. So you'll be able to continue your rant on late entries there.
I've
All
got
right.
lots to say.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Spillin the Teacups and share your teacup photos. I had a client send us her teacup photo, and we will tag you and share you on our Instagram. So send us your
Yeah,
teacup
we'd love
photos.
to see it.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.
Cheers.
Cheers.